Well, a very warm welcome back to the channel, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and thanks once again for joining me here at Jetstream TV. It's twitch.tv, broadcasting live from the UK. You're with Tim's a Pilot. Today we are in the Boeing 787 Dreamliner of Oman Air. There she is, looking particularly lovely. We are on the ground right now. On a flight from France over to Italy, a short hop along the edge of the western side of the French and Italian Alps, and we're departing from Lima Fox Lima Lima, which is Saint Exupery in Lyon. Exupery Lyon, is that how you pronounce it? Probably is. We're on 3-5 left now for departure, and the departure out of Lyon today is a Rizzo 8 November. Flying to Siestri Genova on a southeasterly track, and Genoa, obviously Italy, arriving on a VOG 1 November and landing on an RNAV 28, the runway at Genoa, Lima India Mike Juliet. So that's our flight. Everything is in the box. We've checked the flight plan, and we'll just double check that now quickly before we depart. There is the PFD with our flight route. You can see our right hand turn immediately after departure. There is our FMC. All of the details are in one of 4 pages we have, which I'll be making you more aware of later on in the flight. Okay, let's get some more of these lights on. Okay, that's all ready to go. Okay, well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should get ourselves underway. Throttle's coming up. Parking brake's coming out. Engine stable. Get rid of that warning sign. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gears coming up. With the right hand turn coming up shortly, we'll get the autopilot in, and we'll let the aircraft do its thing on our initial departure. And autopilot set. LNAV engaged. Autopilot is on. We'll just select VS mode. We'll yeah, we want to be climbing around about 2,500 feet per minute, guys. 2,700 will do nicely. 250 on the speed, that's great. We're below 10,000, so at 10,000 initially. We are tracking our first waypoint here now. Should be making a right turn very shortly. Yeah, there's our right turn. Flaps are in. Reducing the throttles, just make sure the auto throttle is engaged. Auto throttles are armed. down, and we are at 10,000 feet now. Just wait for our clearance to go higher. Auto throttle is definitely doing its thing as we depart from Lyon now. Looking down at the lovely countryside that we've got here. There's some clear spells as well, so the weather's not too bad on the way out. It should brighten up the higher we go. I was going to check on something then, and I've totally forgot what it is. Clever, isn't it? Heading direct Lima 597 now. 5 nautical miles inbound, 37 knots tailwind. Tracking 171. I was going to check the FMC for the altitudes. Okay, so currently Lima 599. Okay, well we're going to go up to 240, not climbing very high at all on today's flight, guys. It literally is just across the western side of the French and Italian Alps to get down to Siestri at Genoa. Right, we're going to increase our altitude now, 24,000 feet for the cruise. And we'll just double check our VS mode. Two and a half thousand feet per minute. That's all good. I love the heads-up display here on the 787 Dreamliner. You can see we've got 2,500 feet on the vertical speed selected. Just make a few little tweaks and manoeuvres left and right here in the captain's seat. You can see the altitude climbing through 13,000 feet now, and we're at 250 knots. Very handy piece of kit. Very handy piece of kit indeed. Heading 360. Currently heading up to 240 now. We'll increase the speed ever so slightly. Take that up to 300 knots. And that should be reflected, yeah, as we climb 252 and 15,000 feet climbing up to 240. Everything is good on the departure, guys. Heading direct Pennar now, 6 nautical miles inbound with an 82 knot tailwind coming from left to right now on the aircraft. Just going to increase the ND range there, so we can see more of our track of what lies ahead on the route. Yeah, so Pennar, then a left turn to Rizon, 13,000 feet, which we've already passed. Shouldn't be any issue with that at all. We'll be at 24,000 by the time we're at Rizzo, but that's no problem at all. No restrictions from ATC today, which is all good. We'll just get rid of this for now, so we can see the lovely views outside. Should we hide the controls? Yeah, why not? Just get in the way, don't they? Lots of weather around, lots of clouds, and you can see the peaks of the mountains there. 24,000 feet we will clear any high ground that we've got at all on the route. Let's just jump into the main view here. Yeah, you can see our right turn at Rizzo coming up now, just passing Pennar. And then obviously over the Alps. That's Caselli, which is Torino's main airport, just the other side of the Alpine range. Passing over the top of the city of Turin to a waypoint called Vog, and then heading down to Genoa. So we'll just get the mountains out the way, and then we'll start our descent over the top of Turin. That should bring us in safely with without any risk of any kind of terrain or problems on the way. Some nice views of the Alps on the way here. Some snow down there in the valleys still, and snow-capped mountains, even though we're coming into spring, so that's interesting. Real world weather right now as well. Beautiful views off to the Alps on the right hand side of the aircraft. There's our right turn at Rizzo. Engines just spooling back ever so slightly. We can start our descent as soon as we're clear of these mountains. Wonderful views off the right wing. Got a quick screenshot there for the YouTube video, guys. for a rather lovely shot as well, don't you think? Screenshot of that as well with the snow-capped mountains, beautiful stuff. As we're just coming over the mountains now, and our descent should be starting very shortly. Should be at 240 now. Let's just check in the cockpit, let's see where we are. Yeah, 240 at 300 knots. We'll just clear the mountain range here, the Alps, and then we'll make our descent down over Turin. Just to increase the ND range. Not far at all, just around about 100 nautical miles down to Genoa right now, so rather a quick flight, guys. 17 minutes into the live stream here at twitch.tv. Tim's a pilot, and as I said, this video will be going up on YouTube on Jetstream TV. We'll just enjoy the views and have some ASMR as we fly at 24,000 feet above the Italian Alps. I think I've told you on previous flights around this region, but I've been to Castelli, Torino's main airport, half a dozen times, many years ago, around about 25-30 years ago. I was dating a lovely Italian lady called Arianna, and she lived in a beautiful, picturesque little village on the outskirts of Turin, a little place called Orbisano and Borgaretto. And when we were staying there, you know, you'd open up in spring and summer especially, you'd wake up in the morning and you could smell the beautiful coffee that was on the boil downstairs in the kitchen, and open the wooden shutters, and you'd literally just be met with a view of the Alps, snow-capped mountains, beautiful crisp fresh air. I'll never forget the smell of the flowers and deep blue sky in summer. It was such a wonderful place to wake up to and just breathe and take it all in. But yeah, what a magnificent place. Orbisano, just on the outskirts of Turin, off to the west, the southwest of the city of Turin, and right next to the foot of the Alps basically. But wonderful part of the world, such a picturesque view to wake up to. Anyway, that's just me being a bit nostalgic, having a little think back through the archives of some of the things I've done in my life. Wonderful times, and it's got to be 25 years since I've been to Turin, and I think it's due a return. A wonderful city, and a lot of it fades into insignificance, kind of, in a way, because it's so many years ago, and it'd just be nice to go back to the city and just refresh that, you know, have a more up-to-date sense of what the city's like now. Let's see if it's changed in any way at all. It would be great to have a trip back to Turin. At the time, the stadium that you fly over on the way into Castelli, Juventus's ground, was the Stadio delle Alpi. Whoever the sponsor may have been at the time, but that was the name of the football stadium for Juventus, the Stadio delle Alpi. So the ASMR thing has been nice with me reminiscing. There's our view off the left hand side now of the Alps. right hand side of the Alps as we're about to clear that high ground, and I think we should now start thinking about making our gentle descent down into Genoa. Yeah, just coming to the edge of the mountains there now, guys. Stunning views really, isn't it? Yeah, and I think we can begin the descent now very gently. It'll bring us down to about 15,000. And we'll select VS mode. And we'll bring us down 1,000 feet per minute now. Oh, no, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. We want LNAV. Sorry, guys. Let's get that back on track. Let's bring that speed back a bit now. 270 for now will do us while we're descending to 15,000 feet over the Alps. Get another screenshot here, guys, as we're approaching Turin, with the mountains off to the left. Very nice indeed. 23 minutes into the flight, guys. Not a long flight at all today. Coming down, you just about start seeing the city of Turin below us, and as I was mentioning about the little town of Orbisano and Borgaretto is pretty much just to the left of your screen now, so you see where the foothills of the Alps begin. It's one of those little villages down there that you can see. In fact, there's a body of water which I'm quite sure the two lakes there we actually visited on a day trip one Sunday. So that pretty much is Orbisano, directly ahead of the engine there. Now you see the little villages on the left hand side. Wonderful stuff. Look at that view, incredible. So the city of Turin, coming up. In fact, Turin is more off to our right hand side, to be honest with you guys. Yeah, there we go. We'll just have a little look down now so we can see more of the city itself. So there is the main bulk of the city of Turin. Just wondering if we can see Castelli Airport. Yes, we can. We're directly flying over the top of Castelli right now. And if we zoom in there ever so slightly, we can see the Stadio delle Alpi on the approach. There is the football stadium of Juventus, guys. There it is, Stadio delle Alpi off in the distance. And the beautiful gardens there you can see, guys, of one of the palaces of Turin down here. Very nice indeed. Absolutely magnificent city, and look at the views. Yeah, so the village was around about here for Orbisano, and I used to wake up with that snow-capped mountainous view of the Alps. Simply beautiful. Right, let's focus on what we need to be doing. Not too far from Genoa now. We'll start bringing the aircraft down a little bit more. Bring it down to 10,000 feet now. Descending at 1,000 feet per minute. Currently at 270 knots, as we can see on the overhead display, and descending through 19,300 now, with a vertical speed of minus 1,000 feet per minute. That's all well and good. Let's just check the PFD quickly. Yeah, we're really not far away at all now. That's 80 nautical miles inbound Genoa. Top of descent is there. That's fine. We need to be at 11,000 feet by BDG, which is 42 nautical miles away. Currently at 18,000, coming down at 1,000 feet per minute. So that's should be more or less achievable. Just increase our rate of descent ever so slightly, as we need to be at 11,000 feet by Beta Delta Golf. Just bring that down to 14,000 feet per minute now on the descent. $18,000 feet there. Set and running. Let's bring up the heads up display for now. Let's have a nice look out the window. And we've left Turin behind now, descending through some of the clouds, leaving the snow-capped mountains of the Italian Alps behind us as we track to the east. That we'll be making a southerly turn down to Genoa in the next 35 nautical miles or so. $15,000 feet now, 30 nautical miles inbound VDG. Just decrease the rate of descent ever so slightly there. We're coming down a little bit fast. Take that back to 1,000 feet on the descent. That's all good. We'll keep it at 270 for now as we're above 10,000, and the descent profile is looking good as we approach Siestri Genova for our arrival. Just going to increase the ND range now. Just having a quick drink in the cockpit here, guys. So as we're in our descent, before we make our right hand turn at Victor Delta Golf, take this opportunity to have a quick walk round the 787 and show you what's behind us. And it's not even letting us out the cockpit, so we're not going to be able to have we're not going to have a look at anything really, are we? Well, good idea, just didn't pan out. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's just check the FMC very quickly. Victor Delta Golf by Varap, we need to be at 6,000 feet. So we'll continue the descent now as we are on reaching very shortly Victor Delta Golf. Or is that VOG, Victor Oscar Golf? 12 nautical miles inbound, so we'll bring it down to 6,000 now. Where we need to be at Varap, which is around about 40 nautical miles away. Once we're past this this waypoint, again we can decrease the rate of descent, so that should that green arc should move up further now to around about the 40-mile range, which is about perfect on reaching the next waypoint. I'm going to put it to 500 feet, descending 500 feet. I should pull it back to around about the 40 mark. We'll make it 600. That's fine. 700 feet it is. On the descent, as we get closer to the ground now with a right hand turn imminent. It's actually quite late in the morning here, guys. It's coming up for 20 minutes past 3 in the morning, even though it's not in the sim. Quite a late one really to bring you this content, but for those of you that are up live and watching us, I do appreciate it and thank you so much indeed. Probably in the States because of the time difference, but hey ho, it's great to have your company. Thank you so much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV. Should be swinging off to the right very shortly. There is some weather there down towards the coast, it's looking like. There might be a few clouds over the top of Genoa. But there is our right turn now. Worthy of a screen grab, wouldn't you say? Beautiful views of the countryside there, heading down towards Genoa. You will notice a stutter on the video, guys, just while we do that screen grab. So what we do at Genoa is just on the coast. We're making a left-hand turn, tracking over the top of the airport, and then making a roundabout turn and heading back west for Siestri. Just check the FMC again. We're at 8,000 feet now, coming down to 6,000, where we need to be on reaching at Varap. Just check the rest of the route there, guys. 1 second. And we need to be around about 3,000 feet for the final approach. That's all well and good. We do have some high ground just to the north of Siestri, so we'll keep it at 6,000 feet until we are at Mike Juliet 501. 2, 3, 4. We've still got 4 waypoints to go. They're all very close to each other. 11 nautical miles, 6 nautical miles, 5 nautical miles. So we'll just keep our eye on things here. Coming down to 3,000 after Varap, but we'll have to do that on a managed descent to avoid any high ground on the way into Genoa. And as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some mountainous terrain, so we're keeping it at 6,000 for now, above 6, to clear any high ground as we head out toward the coast. "38 minutes into the stream, guys. Thank you very much indeed for your company." And once we've cleared these mountains, heading out over the sea, we'll be making a left turn at Genoa. Then we can begin our descent down to 3,000. Autopilot will be coming out around about 5 nautical miles inbound to Siestri, and I'll be doing a manual landing rather than an auto land. It will be the RNAV for runway 28 here at Siestri, and we're currently on a VOG 1 November arrival. Slow the aircraft down slightly now. In fact, we'll get rid of that, it's just a distraction. 6,000 feet achieved. Rolling back the speed now to 250 knots as we are below 10,000. Just keeping it above 6. You can see the high ground here, guys, till we get out over the coast. Very careful. I mean, things like this at night, you've got to be ultra careful because you really cannot see the mountains, and you really have to rely on what the FMC is telling you and which heights you need to be at by which waypoints. Otherwise you're just disintegrated all over the side of a mountain. As you can see here, the little mountain villages here in the mountains north of Siestri, absolutely stunning. Not beautiful. What an approach. Yes, stunning. Absolutely stunning, guys. I think we'll have a screen grab of that. That's magnificent, isn't it? That will pause on the playback, guys, because I'm screenshotting. Does need to be done. Yeah, you can see the high ground here, guys. That was rather a lovely glisten, wasn't it, by the sunshine on the top of the wing. Very nice indeed. Yeah, there is the airport off to the right hand side, guys, and the city of Genoa. So we're tracking left and then coming back on ourselves for the arrival. think we can begin our descent very shortly. I'll just increase that ND range on the map now. There's our left turn. Yeah. And I'm going to bring the altitude down to 5,000. We'll manage this in steps of 1,000 just to make sure we're clearing any high ground. VS mode set. Just going to bring us down ever so gradually. Yeah, so you can see we're doing kind of a zigzag, left, then right, swinging out over the ocean, pulling it back to the left again, and then making a due west arrival into Genoa, into Siestri. I'm going to keep it at 5,000 for now, guys, just to avoid that high ground on the way back in towards the airport, and we'll be dropping it straight away after that. Okay, so we're at Varap now, then we're making a left turn. Yes, so it's going to be left, then right, out over the sea, left again, and then back to the airport. Another screenshot there, lovely stuff. Thank you for joining us here at Jetstream TV, currently in the descent down to Siestri Genova in Italy, the northwestern part of Italy on the Mediterranean coast, just to the south of Turin. Currently at 5,000 feet, descending down for an arrival on an RNAV approach for runway 28 on a VOG 1 November arrival. Flight out of Lyon today to get down here, just shy of an hour, 45 minutes into the stream, guys. So there is our track, currently heading to Mike Juliet 414, 2 nautical miles inbound, then we'll be swinging out over the ocean to the next waypoint, Mike Juliet 416, and then back on ourselves via Tiglo, and then direct in for 28 at Siestri Genova. There's our right turn. Just going to check the altitudes in the FMC here, guys. So 416 next. Gikut we can be at 4,000 feet. It's all well and good. So continue our descent, 4,000 feet now at vertical speed. We'll bring it down 500 feet per minute, bringing it down to 3,000 feet, the lowest on the approach for 28. and then that should give us a great position then for a manual landing rather than an auto land. We're doing a manual landing today down into Siestri Genova, and lovely flying conditions, very very nice weather, real world weather set now guys, as we head out over the Mediterranean Sea with our right turn back towards Tislo, the waypoint where we'll then be turning left and heading due west down for Siestri. A little bit more of a right hand turn, direct Tiglo, and then making a left hand turn down towards Genoa, the city of Genoa itself, and the runway at Siestri. Making a left hand turn very shortly guys at Tislo. There's our turn in the beautiful Oman Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Just going to watch out for that high ground on the way in here, that hill to the left that you can see there on the edge of the coast. "50 minutes into the stream now guys. Thanks once again for joining us either on YouTube at Jetstream TV or live on twitch.tv Tim's a Pilot. It's always great to have your company. Thank you. Maintaining 4,000 now to avoid any of this high ground that is around us. Once we have a clear path on the trajectory down to Siestri, we're going to bring it down to 3,000 and then manually hand fly the aircraft down to the runway 28. Yeah, just checking our track now. You can see on the FMC guys, the magenta line just coming central now, so should be okay to descend to 3,000 feet there. We're going to avoid that high ground on the track. 3,000 set, vertical speed. Minus 500 feet per minute. A couple of minutes out now from Genoa. That's given us a nice arrival profile. You can just about make out the runways in the distance. Just capturing our altitude now. And just slight modifications to stay on track for the runway here now. Excellent stuff. That will just bring it down a little bit further to 2,500 feet, and then we will begin. Okay, we'll slow the aircraft down to 170 knots. Aircraft slowing. And we'll get some flaps in now, guys. Flaps 1. Flaps 5. 10. And get the gear down. Gears coming down. And get the remainder of those flaps in now. Aircraft is fully configured for landing, ladies and gentlemen. 53 minutes into the stream now. And we are heading direct for Siestri, just off the coast. Just increase that speed ever so slightly. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Look at that. I think we'll have a screen grab of that. That's looking very nice indeed, guys. Lovely. That will stagger on the video. It is what it is. I'm screenshotting because it's just delicious. Absolutely beautiful. A feast for the eyes. Oh, look at that tunnel. We'll have a screenshot of that as well. Look at the bridge there. Magnificent. Screenshot. Lovely jubbly. Right, let's focus on what we need to be doing here now. The airport is just directly ahead of us. I think we can get the autopilot out now, guys. Autopilot is coming out. And the auto throttle disengaged. I have control. Gonna get rid of that, it's just a bit of a distraction, guys. We're all good here. Cruise ships in the industrial part of the harbour here at Genoa. slight adjustments here just to keep us central. Little bit of wind, but we're okay. Nice approach here, guys, right on the hour mark as well, 57 minutes into the stream. Decision height, decision is to land, continue, checked. Stall, 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 and we're down. Whoa, that was close, guys, that was very close. But we are down and we are safe, that's the main thing. The stall just kicked in at the end, I just left the throttles back too long. Not to worry, let's vacate to the right here. Yes, let's do it. No, let's not, there's only grass there. Come on, a bit further down, we'll come off at the next taxiway. Well, it was touch and go, but we made it. The approach was beautiful up to that point as well, guys. I've feeling a bit pissed off with myself, to be honest with you, that we stalled right at the end, but it was only at 20 feet. The aircraft was doing its thing and dropping onto the runway anyway, so yeah, I hope that didn't detract too much from the wonderful approach that we've had into Genoa today. Just looking for an available gate now, guys. There'll be one after this aircraft on the left. 59 minutes into the stream, guys, that's almost the hour mark. And the first available left-hand turn that we have off this taxiway to park up near the that van wants to move out of the way. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it, really? Give us somewhere to actually park. I think that should do us nicely, guys. Get them flaps up, we don't need them anymore. Jump into the drone cam as we always do at this point of the flight. And we'll have a quick look around Siestri while we're here, guys and girls. Magnificent aircraft we've just been flying in, guys. Beautiful. Let's have a quick look around Siestri while we're here. have it, ladies and gentlemen. Parked at the gate at Genoa Siestri. Thank you once again for joining us here at Jetstream TV for yet another amazing flight in Flight Simulator 2020. And from Genoa Airport, Siestri in northwestern Italy, we bid you a fond farewell. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you on the next flight.